Often we talk about officer-involved shootings where suspects are actually unarmed, but where officers have some reason to believe that the suspect is armed, whether reasonable or unreasonable, such as the recent hamburger parking lot case. But you know things are getting out of hand when officers are now shooting at empty cars, where there's not even a suspect holding a hamburger. Would you like to see a video of this happening? Stand by, because I have one, unfortunately. This happened in Grand Rapids, Michigan on March 18, 2022. Kent County deputies Paul Romer and Pat Albert, not Fat Albert, but close, were sitting in a police cruiser at the scene of the accident where a vehicle had just struck a power pole. The vehicle was now unoccupied. The driver, who had fallen asleep before hitting the pole, was now sitting on the side of the road nearby waiting on a tow truck. The deputies had been in their police cruiser about 20 minutes when Deputy Albert yelled, all of a sudden, "Go, go, go," because he saw the power pole giving way. He thought the lines were going to come down on their car. So Albert runs away. But Deputy Romer, who had just been hired by that department a couple months earlier, did not run away. Instead, he ran behind the cruiser, pulled his handgun, and fired 2 shots towards the unoccupied wrecked car, as well as its driver nearby.
Go, 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 go! Shots fired, 4321.
4321, shots fired.
No, you heard the pole snapping. Get out of the way.
Sure.
4321.
It's actually the pole snapping. 4321. Copy, it's the pole snapping.
Fortunately, nobody was hit. He was apparently a terrible shot because he didn't even hit the empty car. The department publicly stated that they planned to complete an internal investigation, as well as issued the following statement. Quote, "This is a difficult circumstance for any deputy, and we are ensuring Deputy Romer has support from the Employee Assistance Program and coworkers." No doubt that was true. On May 3rd, 2022, the Kent County prosecutor, Chris Becker, announced that the shooting was justified. Becker said that although the officer fired in the direction of a civilian, with the bullet striking some unknown location, the officer was nevertheless justified because, quote, he thought someone was attacking him. By the way, since when is that the standard? Any shooting is justified so long as the shooter thinks that someone is attacking him, of course. If only there was some legal jargon to insert into that sentence to account for irrational or unreasonable thoughts or people. Something like the word reasonable. The 800-pound gorilla in any shooting case is reasonableness. Most officer-involved shootings are going to involve allegations from the shooter that he thought that someone was attacking him. The question is whether that belief was reasonable based on the totality of the circumstances. The problem with the recent hamburger case, for instance, was that the totality of the circumstances did not provide reasonable justification for a belief that there was any imminent threat. Here, the only imminent threat was the power pole and the electric lines. There was no suspicion of any criminal being at the scene. There was no suspicion or indication that the driver of the wrecked car posed a threat to anyone, assuming that that's who he was shooting at. The only known danger here was the electricity, which cannot be killed with bullets. So was Deputy Romer just shooting at nothing? Was it justified for a police officer to shoot at some unidentified target with an unidentified backstop? Of course not. And what other vocation do you get to royally screw up in this way and completely escape consequences? As I've discussed before, even if some innocent bystander was hit, he'd probably escape liability anyways, because unintentionally injuring bystanders does not generally meet the intention element that's required to win a Section 1983 lawsuit for civil rights violations. And even if it did, with the lack of a prior case of an officer shooting at an attacking power pole, he'd probably get qualified immunity. In any event, I just wanted you to see this footage so that you'd remember, never assume that your government at any level is above any level of incompetence, including shooting at an unoccupied vehicle or even electricity. Live your life accordingly. As always, thanks for watching. You'll find more information in the link below to my blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. If you have a video you want me to see, please use the submission link at the website or in the description here. If you want to learn more about these cases and your constitutional rights, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss updates or future videos. And also comment with your thoughts about this situation. Do you find this excusable? Should this officer ever be trusted with a firearm around civilians? How do you think this would have played out if it was, or say, the tow truck driver who did this when he got to the scene rather than a police officer? If you want to support the channel, please consider clicking the join button and becoming a channel member or sponsor. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it. I'll see you next time.